Alright everybody, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I'm making a quick installation video of the RAM mount that I have installed on my Yamaha R3 motorcycle. What you see here right now, these are the items that you're going to need to actually get this done. This basically is the installation of the RAM mount with the X-Grip Universal phone base attached to the center piece, or right above the gas tank of the R3. What you're gonna need here, as you can see, is the handle, or the arm, short arm is the one I have. You have the X-grip, you have the tether. You're gonna need the female RAM ball, which I'll put the details of the description, or in the description. You'll need a screw, which this one I believe is the machine screw pan head Phillips, which I have cut the head off. As you can see, I have cut the little head off. It is the right, to make it the right length. You're also going to need, of course, your Allen number 4. You're going to need a washer, that is a Fender washer metric, which I believe it is a M6 by 18. You're also going to need a jam nut, or jam nuts, I guess whatever they call it. I believe that is a 1/4 -20 for the size. Again, I will put all the details of the items that I've used in the description, so you guys can go purchase them out. Now I got all the washer, the nut, the screw at my local hardware store. I believe it was at Lowe's, if I'm not mistaken. And of course I'll be using some Loctite this time around to secure the screw onto the RAM female bolt. As you can see, I think this one is the female RAM ball. Okay, again, all the numberings, the order numbers, part numbers, all that stuff will be in the description if you guys decide to get the exact same item. Alright, so we'll move on now to the installation part. Okay, so we're going to start off by removing this center bolt. Again, you're going to be using your number 4 Allen key, which is what I'm using right now. You can use any Allen key that you want, as long as it's a number 4. That's the one that removes the center screw here. So let's see if we can get this done. Okay, so I have loosened up the screw. I'll go ahead and just remove it here. So that's your standard default factory screw that comes in. I'm going to go ahead and compare it to the screw that we have here that I've purchased, and you can see it's basically double the length of the default screw, because that's essentially what you want without the head. So once you cut off the head, you end up with essentially double the threading from the default. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to be using some Loctite. This is the blue 242. It's kind of hard to focus on here, but that's basically the blue Loctite 242 is what I'm going to be using to put some Loctite inside of the female threading in there. As you can see, I've gone ahead and put a little bit of blue Loctite in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the end. This is the part that I've cut out, and I'm going to go ahead and put it inside. Just grab a napkin here and just wipe off the axis of the threading. Alright, so as you can see, that's essentially what ends up happening. You have the male screw go into the female threading of the RAM ball. Clean off the axis of the threading there, and that's what you end up with. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this, now I'm not going to use any Loctite on this part. We're just going to go ahead and install it in there. Now before we do that, this is where the washer comes in place. We're going to go ahead and grab the washer. Go ahead and place it in there like that. Okay, so you got the washer, the nut, and now we're going to go ahead and put it in place. And just nice hand tight in there would be fine. So I've just hand tightened the screw there. As you can see, the washer's underneath the nut with the ball. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my size 11 wrench here, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it a few turns just to give it a nice snug tight. Actually, I need to move the bars. Kind of hard to do this with one hand, so sorry about the angles here. Hopefully this is a good viewing point for you guys. And again, not too tight. You know, you don't want to break the thread or anything. Just nice hand tight. About there, nice and snug. That's all you really need. You don't need anything else than that. Holds up fairly well. See, it's going to be a little tight on this side, so that's where the pressure is going to come in from the clamp itself. So let's move on to that next part. Okay, so here are the remainder of the parts. We got the X grip. We have the arm. I guess is what they call it, shorty arm. And we got our 11 wrench, which we're still going to use, and then we have the nut bolt, and we have the tether itself. Now the tether, of course, this is just going to go in here. If you get one without the tether, well, no big deal. I got mine with a tether because I do want it to securely hold my phone in place, because I do have a Nexus 6, which is fairly large, whereas this is just a standard X grip, which is meant for, I think, phones that are no wider than 3.46 inches, I believe. Again, specs are on the description. So that's what I have. So we have that here, and then we have this right now. Of course, as you can see, this nut, the turning nut here for the RAM is pretty big. Even if I was to go ahead and plug this in here, you know, you're not going to be able to turn it. Okay, so that's where the little nut that I purchased, which is that one right there, is what's going to come in handy. We're going to go ahead and remove this one. I can do this with one hand here. Again, sorry about the angles here, folks. It's just I don't have a proper camera. I'm using my cell phone here to record this, and you know, I'm doing my best. So as long as you guys get the gist of the installation. Come on. Alright, so we'll remove that, which the nut itself matches the threading in here. Okay, now we're stuck with, let me try to lose my nut, my screw I mean. Okay, so you got the standard screw. I'm keeping the washers the way they are. As you can see, I think you have 2 washers in here, if I'm not mistaken. A big one, a small one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grab, come on, don't fall on me now. I got car alarms going off here in the background. Sorry about that. Go ahead and screw this one in here. And again, I'm not doing it too tight. I do need to leave it open with a gap. Alright, what we're going to do now is I am going to move this all depends on which direction you want the nut facing. I faced mine to the right, so I just have it loose enough. As you can see, it's not perfect. Okay, it is going to hit the wall a bit of the wall right here of the tank. Okay, so in order for you to get it just right, you're gonna have to kind of like forcefully put it in there. Alright, the screw itself is going to hit here a bit, unfortunately. This is going to require 2 hands to get this in here, so but you guys get the idea. You go ahead and shove this one in there. Okay, I'll just put it at an angle right now, but basically it's going to touch there as long as it makes proper grip on the ball, Okay, and as you start tightening it down, it's gonna basically clamp into the ball itself and stay in place. Once it's in place, it won't come off at all. We're also going to grab our X grip, and we're going to go ahead and put it in here. Okay, that one just snaps into place. Okay, let me go ahead and just wrap this one in here just to hold it there. Alright, so that kind of gives you the idea as to how the installation goes. Okay, you got the female ball with the modified screw and the washer underneath. Put a little bit of Loctite in there to keep this from falling out. Just did a hand tight on there, not too tight. You don't want to break it. You don't want to mess up the threads inside the bike itself. Okay, then replace the nut bolt, the nut from the default with the aftermarket nut, right? It fits perfectly in there. And then of course we clamped on the X grip with the tether already attached, which is going to stay in place there. Alright, so let me go ahead and, because I'm going to need both hands here to tie this up, let me go ahead and get that a little bit tied up, getting in the right angle that I wanted to, and I'll come back here in a second and give you guys another view as to what it looks like after. Okay folks, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and just done a quick hand tighten on there, gotten it to where I want it to be. It's a little loose still, okay, just a little snug at the moment just to hold it in place. So this way I can adjust the bottom part here where it's going to hit the tank. And I'm going to go ahead and use my 11 wrench and just tying it down. And again, you don't want this to be too tight, just snug enough where the grip, or the clamp in this case, the lever, the shorty lever here, is making good contact at the bottom, which is on the round ball at the bottom and the round ball at the top. And as you can see, it is pretty sturdy. I'm going to give it maybe one more here, hand tight. And you can feel it again. You don't want to over tighten this, and that's good enough right there. That is sturdy. I mean, even if someone wants to steal this, they won't be able to unless they have this, has the time, and just stand there in front of the bike, you know, going at it, taking it off. Granted, if they really want it, they're gonna try, they're gonna do it. But at least this way, having the nut, it keeps them from just, you know, taking it off easily and walking away with it. All right, let me just make sure this fits perfectly. It opens up just fine. Get a slightly better angle here. Alright, let's take this off. Now I had it originally facing landscape, because that's the way I was using it. I found myself that there were times that I need to have it facing straight up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, since I'm recording this on my cell phone, I can't use my cell phone as the example. Let me grab my GPS unit. Let me go ahead and shove it in here just to kind of give you an idea as to what it's going to look like once the item's in place. Okay folks, so what I have here, it is the what is this thing? This is the Milligan, I can't say that. It is basically a Road Mate GPS unit. I got this as a gift, and I've been using it for you know, for riding on the bike. And again, like I said, I originally had it attached in the form of wide method. As you can see here, I just shoved it in there. Slides right in. Of course, this is not holding it at all, but if I wanted to actually put it in place, again, I'm gonna need both hands here for this, I think. So we can do this one-handed. Normally I just clamp both of these here, and normally that's what the cell phone would look like. Grab one of the tethers, which again, this is the reason why I kind of had it landscape, because the tether was a lot easier to place. But I mean, it still works, right? Having the tether is a nicer added protection when you're on the road, especially if you're going, you know, long distances. Sometimes I don't use it if I'm just going down the street to the store, market, grab some groceries or whatever. You know, it doesn't really matter using it. But if you're going long trips, the tether is definitely going to come in handy. But as you can see, it's got a little bit of leeway. Unfortunately, this is just the way the X grip is. It's not broken or anything. The ball doesn't move. Okay, it's just the little section of the X, as you can see here. See if I can zoom in here real quick. You can see right there, see there's like a little gap right there. So when I move the device, get back in here real quick and zoom in there. So you can see when I move the device, that's what's actually moving right there. See? So it's not actually the ball itself. Alright? And so far, like I said, I've been using the device like this with my cell phone and the GPS, and it works very well. I haven't had any issues. I've gone up to Angeles Forest, I've ridden pretty far, I've gone on the freeway, I've hit high speeds, and that tether just adds that extra protection on there. So hopefully you guys found this very informative. Again, sorry for the quality of the videos and not what you know, what I wanted to do, but hopefully this will give you guys an idea how the installation goes. And as you can see on this side here, on the right hand side of the bike, you got the bolt, okay, and nice and snug. And this was the installation for the ram mount with the X grip and tether device. For your R3 is the center installation right above the tank. Again, if you guys like these videos, if you guys found this informative in any kind of way, please leave a positive comment, like the video. If you guys want to see more videos like this or any other changes that I'll be doing to my R3 as time progresses, please subscribe to the channel, and I will bring you guys some more point of view videos. Let me give you guys a quick look at the R3. This again is my beautiful R3 that I have. Again, I haven't made any changes. The bike itself is stock. So hope you guys liked the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will guys see you on the next video.